In a dusty village in northern Nigeria, a woman named Mama Esther is standing under the hot sun. Her eyes are fixed on the only goat she has left, her last source of income. The villagers are whispering, shaking their heads as they watch her untie the rope. They think she's gone mad. But what they don't know is that she's about to make the biggest sacrifice of her life. Mama Esther lives in a small, run-down house with her son, Aid. Aid is 12 years old and full of dreams. He's the smartest kid in his class, and he's just been accepted into the best secondary school in the state. But there's a problem. They can't afford the school fees. Mama Esther tries to borrow money from the neighbors, but they turn her away. "We're all struggling, Mama Esther," they say. "You should be happy Aid can even go to a local school. Why bother with the big one?" But Mama Esther knows her son is different. She knows Aid has the potential to change their lives forever. So she makes a heartbreaking decision. She will sell her last goat. The goat is old and skinny, but it's the only thing of value she has left. It was a gift from her late husband, who passed away years ago in a tragic car accident. Mama Esther kept the goat all these years as a reminder of him. But now she must let it go. On market day, Mama Esther ties the goat to a rope and walks to the crowded marketplace. People stare as she passes by, and some laugh. "Look at Mama Esther," they say. "She's selling her last hope." But Mama Esther ignores them. Her eyes are focused on the goal, getting enough money to pay Aid's school fees. She finds a buyer, a wealthy meat seller named Alhaji Musa. He looks at the goat and shakes his head. "This goat is too old," he says. "It's worth almost nothing." Mama Esther begs him, her voice trembling. "Please, Alhaji Musa, this is all I have." Alhaji Musa sighs and finally agrees to pay her a small amount. It's not enough to cover the full school fees, but it's a start. Mama Esther clutches the money tightly in her hands, tears streaming down her face as she watches the buyer drag the goat away. Back at home, Aid is waiting. He doesn't know what his mother has done. When she walks in, he runs to her, excitedly waving the school acceptance letter. "Mama, I got in! They said I can start next week." Mama Esther forces a smile, hiding her pain. "That's wonderful, my son," she says. "Now let's see how we can make it happen." But deep down, she knows that selling the goat was just the beginning. And as the sun sets over the village, Mama Esther sits alone, staring at the empty spot where her goat used to be, wondering how she will raise the rest of the money in time. Mama Esther wakes up before dawn the next day. The house is quiet, and Aid is still asleep, clutching his school acceptance letter. She watches him for a moment, her heart heavy with worry. She needs more money, but she has nothing left to sell. She decides to go to the city, where people with money live. Maybe she can find work, anything to cover Aid's school fees. Mama Esther walks for hours under the scorching sun until she reaches the city. The buildings are taller, the roads are wider, and the cars zoom past her like she doesn't exist. She asks people for work, but they all turn her away. "We don't need a cleaner," says a shop owner. "We already have a cook," says another. "Sorry, no jobs here," says a security guard, not even looking at her. Mama Esther feels her hope slipping away. She sits on the side of the road, exhausted and defeated. Tears fill her eyes. How will she ever make enough money for Aid's school fees? Just then, a car pulls up beside her. It's a shiny black SUV with tinted windows. The window rolls down, and a young woman with big sunglasses looks out. She's holding a small child who is crying loudly. "You there," the woman says. "Do you know how to calm a baby?" Mama Esther nods and reaches into the car. She gently takes the baby and starts singing a soft lullaby. The baby stops crying almost immediately, snuggling against her. The woman watches in amazement. "Wow, you're good," she says. "How about you come work for me? I need a nanny for my son." Mama Esther can't believe her luck. "Thank you, Ma," she says, her voice shaking. "I really need the money." The woman, who introduces herself as Mrs. Chinello, smiles and hands Mama Esther some cash. "Here's your first week's pay in advance. Be at my house tomorrow morning by 7, and don't be late." Mama Esther clutches the money, her eyes wide. It's more than she got for the goat. Maybe, just maybe, she can make enough to pay the school fees in time. But as she walks away, she doesn't notice the man watching her from across the street. Alhaji Musa, the man who bought her goat. He's leaning against his car, eyes narrowed, a wicked grin spreading across his face. "Mama Esther," he mutters to himself, "you have no idea what you just got yourself into." The next morning, Mama Esther arrives at Mrs. Chinello's mansion, a house so big it could fit her entire village inside. The walls are white and sparkling, the floors shiny like glass. It's a world completely different from the one Mama Esther knows. Mrs. Chinello hands Mama Esther a uniform, a crisp white dress with a blue apron. "You will take care of my son, Junior," she says, pointing to the little boy playing with expensive toys on the living room floor. Junior is about 3 years old, but he's already throwing tantrums like a spoiled king. He screams when he doesn't get what he wants and kicks when he's angry. Mrs. Chinello watches him with frustration. "He's been like this since his father left us," she says, lighting a cigarette. "You handle him, and you'll get a bonus." Mama Esther nods and gets to work. She cooks, cleans, and carries Junior around all day. When he cries, she sings to him the same lullaby she used to sing to Adi. It calms him down every time. By evening, Mrs. Chinello seems impressed. "You're a miracle worker," she says, handing Mama Esther an extra wad of cash. "Come back tomorrow. And the day after that." Mama Esther beams. She's finally earning money, enough to cover Aid's school fees. But when she gets back to her village, her smile fades. A crowd has gathered in front of her small house. People are shouting and pointing. Mama Esther pushes through, her heart pounding. Inside, she finds Aid sitting on the floor, his eyes red and swollen. His school acceptance letter is torn to pieces, scattered across the room. "What happened?" Mama Esther asks, panic rising. Aid looks up, his lips quivering. "Alhaji Musa came," he says. "He said you owe him money. He said if you don't pay, he will take me away to work for him." Mama Esther's knees go weak. "What money?" "I paid him for the goat." Adi shakes his head. "He said it wasn't enough. He said you still owe him interest." Mama Esther clenches her fists, anger burning in her chest. She knows Alhaji Musa is lying, but in the eyes of the law, she has no proof. And Alhaji Musa is a powerful man, a man who can make people disappear. That night, as Mama Esther watches Ade sleep, she realizes that she must make a choice. She can keep working as a nanny for Mrs. Chinello and hope to earn enough money to pay Alhaji Musa before he takes Ade away. Or she can confront Alhaji Musa directly, risking everything. As the village goes to sleep, Mama Esther sits in the dark, staring at the torn pieces of Ade's acceptance letter, her heart filled with rage and fear. Mama Esther wakes up before the sun rises. Her mind is made up. She cannot let Alhaji Musa bully her and take away her only son. Before heading to Mrs. Chinello's mansion, she goes to Alhaji Musa's shop. The place is bustling with customers buying meat, and Alhaji Musa is sitting on a wooden stool, counting money with a smug grin. "Alhaji Musa!" Mama Esther calls out, her voice firm. Alhaji Musa looks up and smirks. "Ah, Mama Esther, come to pay me what you owe?" "I don't owe you anything," Mama Esther says, standing tall. "You cheated me. You know that goat wasn't worth more than what you paid. Now you want to take my son?" Alhaji Musa laughs, a deep, cold laugh. "Who will believe you? A poor woman with no witnesses?" Mama Esther's jaw clenches. She knows he's right. Alhaji Musa is powerful, feared, and well-connected. If he wants to twist the truth, he can. Just then, Alhaji Musa leans forward. "But I'm a reasonable man," he says, lowering his voice. "I'll forget your debt if you do something for me." Mama Esther's stomach twists. "What do you want?" "Mrs. Chinello," Alhaji Musa says, his eyes narrowing. "You work in her house, right? I need you to take something from her." "Take what?" Mama Esther asks, her heart pounding. "There's a little black box in her bedroom," Alhaji Musa says. "It's full of gold jewelry. I need it. Bring it to me and your debt is cleared." Mama Esther feels sick. Stealing from Mrs. Chinello would get her fired, maybe even arrested. But refusing Alhaji Musa means risking Ade's safety. "I can't do that," she says, her voice shaking. Alhaji Musa leans back, his smile fading. "Then be ready to say goodbye to your son. You have until tomorrow." Mama Esther walks away, her legs trembling. When she reaches Mrs. Chinello's mansion, she can barely think straight. She spends the entire day caring for Junior, but her mind is on Alhaji Musa's threat. Later that night, as she tucks Junior into bed, Mrs. Chinello calls her into the living room. "Mama Esther, come here. I have something to show you." Mama Esther walks in, her heart racing. Mrs. Chinello is holding a small, black box. "My ex-husband sent this today," Mrs. Chinello says, opening the box to reveal glittering gold jewelry, necklaces, rings, bracelets, all sparkling under the lights. "He's trying to buy his way back into my life, as if money can erase all the pain he caused me." Mama Esther stares at the jewelry, her mind spinning. This is the box Alhaji Musa wants. But now, Mrs. Chinello is holding it. How could she possibly take it? Just then, Mrs. Chinello shuts the box and places it on the table. "Keep an eye on this, Mama Esther," she says. "I don't trust anyone in this house except you." Mama Esther nods, her mouth dry. As Mrs. Chinello walks away, Mama Esther is left alone in the living room, staring at the black box. If she takes it, she saves Ade. If she doesn't, she loses him. The clock ticks loudly in the silence, each second hammering into Mama Esther's heart. The night is dark, and the mansion is silent. Mama Esther stands frozen in the living room, her eyes fixed on the black box. The gold jewelry inside could erase her debt to Alhaji Musa, but it would also destroy the trust Mrs. Chinello has in her. Her hands tremble as she reaches for the box. But then, Junior's soft cry echoes down the hallway. Mama Esther snaps her hand back, guilt washing over her. She can't do it. She just can't. She rushes to Junior's room and finds him sitting up in bed, tears streaming down his cheeks. "Mama Esther, I had a nightmare," he whispers, reaching for her. Mama Esther scoops him up and cradles him against her chest, rocking him gently. As she hums the lullaby, Junior's eyes flutter shut. For a moment, the room feels warm and safe. But Mama Esther's mind is far from calm. Tomorrow, Alhaji Musa will come to collect. And if she has nothing to give, he will take Ade. When Mrs. Chinello returns in the morning, she notices Mama Esther's swollen eyes. "Didn't sleep well?" she asks. Mama Esther shakes her head, forcing a smile. "I'm fine, Ma." But she's not fine. As the day drags on, she keeps glancing at the black box. She imagines Alhaji Musa's cruel eyes, his wicked grin as he drags Ade away. The thought makes her sick. Later that afternoon, Mama Esther is in the kitchen washing dishes when she hears Mrs. Chinello screaming, "Mama Esther, get in here!" Mama Esther's heart pounds as she rushes into the living room. Mrs. Chinello is standing over the table, her face twisted in rage. The black box is open, and the jewelry is gone. "Did you take it?" Mrs. Chinello shouts, her eyes wild. Mama Esther shakes her head, her voice cracking. "No, Ma, I swear I didn't." "Then who did?" Mrs. Chinello yells. "You were the only one here all night. You were the only one I trusted." Mama Esther's knees buckle. She can't breathe. Her mind races. If she didn't take it, who did? Just then, Junior comes running in. "Mama Esther! Mama Esther! The man with the big belly! He was in the house last night!" Mama Esther's blood turns to ice. "What man?" "The meat man. The one who bought the goat," Junior says, pointing towards the window. Mama Esther's heart drops. Alhaji Musa. He was here. He must have snuck in and taken the box while she was comforting Junior. And now he has the jewelry. And she's the one being blamed. Mrs. Chinello crosses her arms, eyes burning with fury. "Mama Esther, if you don't bring my jewelry back by tonight, I will call the police. And you will go to jail." Mama Esther stumbles back, her head spinning. Jail? What will happen to Aid if she's locked up? There's only one thing left to do. Mama Esther grabs her headscarf and bolts out the door, sprinting towards Alhaji Musa's shop. She doesn't know what she's going to say. She doesn't know how she'll get the jewelry back. But one thing is certain. She's not going down without a fight. Mama Esther runs through the streets, her feet pounding against the dusty ground, as she heads straight for Alhaji Musa's shop. Inside, Alhaji Musa is sitting back, his feet up on the counter, a sly grin on his face. On the table in front of him is the black box, open, with Mrs. Chinello's gold jewelry glittering inside. "Alhaji Musa!" Mama Esther shouts, bursting through the door. "You stole that box!" Alhaji Musa sits up, his smile fading. "Watch your mouth, woman. You have no proof." Mama Esther steps forward, her eyes blazing. "You snuck into the house last night while I was comforting Junior. He saw you, and you left footprints in the living room. I saw them myself." Alhaji Musa laughs, but it's forced. Who will believe a poor woman and a little boy? Mama Esther takes a deep breath. Maybe no one, but Mrs. Chinello will. And I bet she'll believe it even more if the police come and find that box in your shop. Alhaji Musa's face drops. Sweat beads on his forehead. "You wouldn't dare." Mama Esther steps closer, her eyes locked onto his. "You tried to take my son away from me. You lied to everyone in the village. I have nothing left to lose. But you have everything to lose." Alhaji Musa swallows hard. His eyes dart around the shop. Then, with a heavy sigh, he pushes the black box toward Mama Esther. Take it, and get out." Mama Esther grabs the box, her hands shaking. "You're a wicked man, Alhaji Musa, and everyone will know what you did." Without another word, she storms out of the shop and races back to Mrs. Chinello's mansion. She finds Mrs. Chinello pacing the living room, her face tight with worry. "Mama Esther!" Mrs. Chinello cries. "Did you find it?" Mama Esther holds out the black box. "Here, I told you I didn't take it. It was Alhaji Musa. He tried to set me up." Mrs. Chinello's eyes widen. "That man, that evil man. I knew something wasn't right about him." She takes the box, her hands shaking. "Thank you, Mama Esther. I can't believe you risked yourself for me." Mama Esther wipes a tear from her eye. "I had to, for Aid. He's all I have." Mrs. Chinello nods, her expression softening. "Then you don't have to worry about Aid's school fees anymore. Consider them paid in full, and from today, you're not just a nanny, you're my house manager. Your salary is doubled." Mama Esther's knees buckle as relief washes over her. "Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much." Later that evening, Mama Esther returns home to Aid. He's sitting outside, staring at the sky. When he sees her, he jumps up and runs to her, hugging her tight. "Mama, did you get the money?" Mama Esther nods, her eyes brimming with tears. "Yes, my son. You're going to that school. You're going to have the future you deserve." Aid's eyes light up, and he clutches his mother even tighter. "I love you, Mama." Mama Esther holds him close, looking up at the sky. The stars shine bright, like a promise of better days ahead. And for the first time in a long time, Mama Esther believes them.